This show is brought to you by Safety FM. Here is what you've missed on the Rated R Safety Show.
So today I was sitting around and I was supposed to be watching a live stream that's supposed to take place, and it didn't. And it was supposed to occur from a friend of mine, this guy right here. This guy right here, if you don't know him, his name is Sheldon Primus. So he had a conference scheduled for today that was supposed to take place, but it didn't occur. And I don't know why. So this guy right here decided not to do it, said that he got a little bit too busy when I tried to text him to find out what was going on. But the real reason why he decided not to do it is because he's scared of Twitch. Not sure what to do on Twitch. So this guy right here needs some encouragement from my peeps here that he needs to jump on Twitch and do some different things. Take the risk of coming out here and sharing some time. So take a look if you're watching us on the video streamer. And this guy right here, my buddy, who's been on who's hosted the show before on more than one occasion, is afraid of jumping on Twitch because he thinks that we're going to eat him alive. And I don't know why he thinks that. I like this guy. This guy's a great guy. But this guy right here. So I'll put a link if you're listening to us on the podcast. That way you can take a view on his LinkedIn and give him some encouragement of jumping on Twitch, doing some broadcasting there. Anyways, wanted to share that with you. I only do it from love, man. Only from love.
Duh. More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
The following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, it doesn't matter who the host is.
Well, hello and welcome to the Rated R Safety Show. Today's Friday, April the 10th of 2020, day 101 of the year, and only 265 days left before it's all over with. Anyways, we are coming to you live on safetyfm.com and on safetyfm.live. And then, of course, the different streaming platforms such as Twitch. Matter of fact, let's just forget that. If you go to safetyfm.com/VOD, we're streaming right there as well. Today was an interesting day because we started the streamer and we did get knocked out for some reason. So hopefully we'll be able to get that corrected. So we are streaming across the different platforms and you'll be able to take a look at us here. Coming to you on the Twitch network as well and the different video streaming platforms. Anyways, before I kind of drag on too long here, let's get you started with Feature Story News.
Bringing you information you never knew you cared about. Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Simon Marks. The state of New York now has more confirmed cases of COVID-19 than any country outside the U.S. As the number of fatalities in New York City rises, a mass grave site in the Bronx is now being used for temporary burials. From FSN's New York bureau, Will Denzelo reports.
The governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, has described COVID-19 as a silent explosion that's rippled through society with the same randomness as the attacks on 9/11. Over 7,000 people have died in the state from the coronavirus, the majority of them in New York City. Images now show coffins being placed into a mass grave on Hart Island off the coast of the Bronx borough. The island's been a mass burial site for over 150 years. Governor Cuomo says the hospitalization rate is slowing and suggests New York might be flattening the curve. He adds that this could suggest that social distancing measures are working. William Denzelo, New York.
The Surgeon General of the United States has been talking about what life in America might look like after the peak of infection passes. Jerome Adams appeared on Fox News.
When we talk about getting back to normal, there will be a new normal. The first new normal will be we'll continue to have to be vigilant about social distancing and about hygiene. And I hope the hygiene vigilance, hand washing, covering your cough doesn't ever go away. Then we'll have therapeutics and we'll have more confidence that we can treat coronavirus and people will feel safer going out. And with testing, they'll be able to know that they're immune. But when we really start to get back to a sense of normalcy will be when we have a vaccine.
But he conceded an effective vaccine is still at least a year away. And only yesterday, President Trump seemed to dismiss the need for nationwide testing before the country's economy can reopen. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is mulling whether to extend the world's largest lockdown as the nation grapples with the spread of coronavirus. From FSN's bureau in Delhi, Sriyoshi Mukherjee reports.
Reports suggest that the lockdown may be extended beyond April 14th and it may come with a couple of changes. Certain sectors may be given relaxations to help the economic fallout. The lockdown in India has resulted in unemployment, especially for those who work as daily wage earners. Schools and universities are likely to remain closed. State governments have been requesting the federal government for an extension, saying they will not be able to manage a surge of COVID-19 cases.
Other headlines today, the European Union has agreed a $540 billion rescue package to help member states fight coronavirus. The head of the IMF says the world is facing its greatest economic challenge since the Great Depression. And some good news today from Miami Zoo. 2 leopard cubs born there are described as thriving. There were fears for their health earlier in the week. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Well, that's some interesting stuff. Well, let me get you to the typical normal disclaimer, and then let's get moving.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying.
He is trying to be entertaining.
Rated R Safety Show. Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
Well, anyways, taking it from the top, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the hit list. The Chinese government is formally reclassifying dogs as pets rather than livestock. Oh, yes, you heard me correctly there.
Duh.
While eating dogs is more a stereotype of the Chinese people than a reality, the delicacy is... It is a delicacy in some parts. The move is designed to decrease the further spread of disease between animals and eventually humans.
Duh.
So what do you think about that? Do you think that was something that should have been done a long time ago? Or are you kind of glad that you're taking a listen to it now as we speak right now? And if you were ever in one of the foreign lands where you could eat dog, did you try it? And if you did try it, did you like it? And how much did you like it? Did you like it a lot? Anyways, let's continue. Despite the futures indicating a bad day for the stock market, the Dow Jones gained 285 pounds. Listen to me, gained 285 pounds. Gained 285 points on Thursday. Yeah, I know there's something wrong with me. Anyways, intraday trading surged as much as 500 points. So that's some fantastic news to hear. Stock market doing some stuff. Now, if we just get some people better and stock market going up, that would be quite fantastic. So let's continue here. A lesser-known component of the CARES Act, business bailout, isn't going well either. The law authorized additional funding for economic injury disaster loans funded through Small Business Administration, or the SBA. These funds are typically go to help businesses that get shut down due to things like natural disasters. The program offered up to $2 million in claims with generous payback terms. Smaller loans under $25,000 didn't even require collateral. Recipients were also supposed to be eligible for $10,000 grants even if the loans weren't offered, essentially free government money. Now the New York Times is reporting that the SBA is capping the loans at $15,000 due to such high demand. In summary, the program that would be most useful for cash-strapped businesses that had to lay off employees to weather the coronavirus epidemic is underfunded. Yeah, you heard me correctly there. The marquee program, the Paycheck Protection Program, or the PPP, isn't particularly useful either, and is primarily benefiting existing businesses that haven't faced drastic reduction in staff. Tell me this isn't the government's operation. I take a look at this and go, there's a lot of information out there of what's going wrong and what's going wrong and what's going wrong. And this tends to add to that structure there.
Duh.
We take a look at it and go, well, what can we do to correct this? Is there anything that we can do to correct it? Or are we just kind of shit out of luck on this one?
Duh.
I mean, because if there's businesses that are strapped and they're asking for loans and asking for help, isn't this something that should be done by the government at this time? Or am I looking at this in the wrong concept?
Duh.
Anyways, let's continue.
You are listening to a radio god. What? This has to be an error. That host is not a radio god. Anyways, this is the Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Analysts of genomes of the coronavirus infected New Yorkers suggested Europe was the epicenter for much of the spread to the United States, according to studies out of the NYU Grossman School of Medicine. Further analysts of the genome strongly suggests that the virus did originate in bats, dispelling theories of its creation in a lab. Well, I don't know. Let's just kind of go through that real quick. And I know that this is part of the news story. There's some places that say that it's bad. Some people that say that it was built into a lab. There's so many different stuff that's out there that what can you believe? Because every day we seem to have a new news story that references something different. And I just don't know why that's the case. Something to take a look at, of course. Anyways, let's continue. Experts are bracing for dangerous influx in giant Asian hornets this spring and summer. While they're not native to the U.S., they started appearing in Washington state late last year, measuring 2 inches long and representing the majority of predators for normal honeybees. Those allergic to stings could die from one giant Asian hornet. While federal government is tied up with the coronavirus panic, experts are urging quick action to prevent the widespread of potentially fatal outbreak. So, oh my Lord, dude, this sounds like another shit show about to happen.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
I know, I don't want to be the bearer of only bad news, but hey, we have to share this information. You know what I'm saying?
Duh.
So let's continue. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has moved from intensive care back to the normal ward, according to CNBC. A spokesperson said that it's while he has not fully recovered from the coronavirus, he will receive close monitoring during the early phase of his recovery. So hopefully everything goes well for him, and he'll be back on his feet, hopefully in no time. Cornelia Ross of Amsterdam first showed symptoms of the coronavirus back in March 17. Just one day after, you ready for this? Her 107th birthday. Now she's been cleared, something her doctors couldn't believe. Her niece tells Reuters that she takes no medicine, still walks well, and gets down on her knees every night to thank the Lord. From the looks of it, she'll be able to continue to do so. So that's some great news. 107. 107. That's 107, just in case.
Duh.
As gas prices plummet around the country, the OPEC has agreed to production cuts to stabilize the market. Beginning in May, the group will cut production by 10 million barrels a day to continue cuts progressively as needed in order to sell backlog stockpile over the next 2 years. So stockpiling, they're going to try to cut back on. So I don't know. Will this cause an increase in the pricing? Something to think about, because if the economy is not recovering by then, well, what the hell is that going to do? Because then people are not going to be able to afford the stuff.
Duh.
Something to think about it, of course.
Duh.
2 F-22 fighter jets were deployed to shoo away a Russian Il-38 reconnaissance aircraft that were getting awfully close to Alaska on Wednesday. While they never entered American airspace, they did get close to the, I'm going to say, Aleutian Islands, but don't hold me 100% to that one. The Russian Il-38 jet, also known for tracking submarines.
Duh.
Something there pretty interesting, of course, to think about. Researchers believe that they have found the oldest piece of yarn. Yeah, you heard me correctly there. I did say yarn.
Duh.
The 6.2 millimeter small piece dates back between 41,000 and 52,000 years ago and uses fibers from the inner bark of a tree. This is according to CNN reports. Researchers believe that it was used to carry tools as part of a bag to hold the tools. Well, no shit, dude. If I said tools, I think I would have that.
Listen to our host of the Rated R Safety Show self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
Okay, let's talk about the lottery real quick. No winner for Tuesday's night Mega Million drawing. Tonight's drawing will be for a $136 million jackpot or $108.3 million cash payout. So that's something to look forward to if you do play the game. If you don't play the game, then don't look forward to it. So anyways, over the last few weeks on Friday, we've been taking 30 seconds to enjoy for you to get this all out of your system of everything that's going on. So let's do those 30 seconds right now. In 3, 2, 1. Well, hopefully you're able to get it all out of your system and you're ready to go and ready to move forward. So let's talk about one of my favorite parts of the show that we've been doing, and we kind of did bring it back, but just not to the full as we have in the past. So let's do it very slowly here. Let's talk about the days of the year that you can celebrate. Day of Silence. National Hug Your Dog Day. National Sibling Day. National Farm Animal Day. National Cinnamon Crescent Day, and Encourage Young Writer Day. So those are the days of the year that you can celebrate today. So there's some more than what I actually expected. Anyways, be careful out there. I know it's going to be a very interesting weekend, especially it being the Easter holiday if you do celebrate it. Take time and relax if you can. Hopefully next week we'll be back to the norm. You'll be able to see us through the video stream. I know we did have some problems earlier. Thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM, and that is the listener. I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it, bye.
Duh.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
We are now video streaming the Rated R Safety Show. I don't know why our host has a face for radio. Rated R Safety Show.